with understanding. You can write with little bit of modification. You can write anything on your own. Law means a specific set of statement only to write. You cannot start describing anything there. 1 mark का law आएगा, only exactly that only to write. Write fast. You will start with inverted comma. Start with inverted comma like this. The statement of the law is specific to write this way. Write here. Once you have written till here, now you write down the statement of the law. Out of a pair of contrasting allele. Out of a pair of contrasting allele. In the F1 hybrid plant, out of a pair of contrasting allele. कौन सा F1 hybrid है? ये वाला. Is this a hybrid?
Yes.
Yes, combination of two parent. No? Out of a pair of contrasting allele in the F1 hybrid plant. In the F1 hybrid plant, comma, the allele that expresses. The allele that expresses is dominant. Expresses. The allele that expresses is dominant, and the allele that remains suppressed. And the allele that remains suppressed. And the allele that remains suppressed is recessive. And the allele that remains suppressed is recessive. You get a question that certain traits are inherited but not expressed. Give reason. Certain traits are inherited but not expressed. Can you tell me what answer should you write? They are recessive. Certain traits are inherited but not expressed. Certain traits are inherited, but are they expressing? No, they are not expressed in the F1 generation because they are suppressed by the dominant allele. Then when will this allele express? Only when in a homozygous condition. So ये जो recessive alleles होती है, they can only express in a homozygous condition. Now let us write down the next law. The next law is known as law of segregation. Law of segregation. Law of segregation, also known as purity of gametes. Also known as purity of gametes. Law of segregation, also known as purity of gametes. Now, इसमें भी first of all you write till here. Your first part same रहेगा. The first part will be exactly the same, and then we are going to continue. Your first part same रहेगा. Again, what are we doing to explain this law? We take the parent plants. When these two contrasting plants are crossed, gametes वही same है. F1 generation वही same है. To understand the second law, the F1 generation plants again has to be crossed. ठीक है? F1 generation plants again has to be crossed. तो यहाँ तक complete करो fast. Presentation exactly neatly लिखना है, almost in the middle of the page. This all will come on the left side. This part will almost come in the middle. Understanding? लिखो. Abhishek, understanding? Sand? खुश है ना? अभी 10th standard में ज्यादा दोस्ती नहीं, खाली पढ़ाई. Enough of studies, enough of studies. till 9th standard you all enjoyed your life, no? हो गया अभी. Now you just study. नहीं enjoy किया तो 11 में करना, अभी भूल जाओ. Done? Or have you done till here? Anything? Now next we go ahead with this F1 plans. Again we'll have to cross. So what is the next step? The next step is this F1 plan cross with the other F1 plan. The other F1 plan I already mentioned. The F1 plans will have the same genotype, same phenotype. क्योंकि F1 generation में इससे अलग कोई genotype और इससे अलग कोई phenotype हो ही नहीं सकता, because we are talking about these two plants. So this is the genotype. तो इसका phenotype क्या होगा? This is also tall, and we can also write this as hybrid tall. इसको hybrid tall भी लिख सकते हैं. इसको hybrid tall भी लिख सकते हैं. You can also write this as hybrid tall. Now this is F1 plants. We are crossing with the they. After this, again we talk about the next generation gametes. Now the gametes of these plants. We first of all talked about the gametes of the parent plants. Now the gametes of the F1 plants. How many types of gametes from these plants? ये heterozygous है अभी. The situation is एक pair of chromosome ऐसा है, and when it undergoes the process of separation of chromosome, definitely the chromosomes are getting split up like this. Definitely the chromosomes are getting split up. So एक gamete with this allele, the other gamete with this allele. Simple. So how will we write it? The two types of gametes. ये एक हो गया, ये एक हो गया. What about this? The two types of gametes. One is this. The other type of gametes, this one. Clear? No? Clear? Clear है? एक और बात हुआ सब बाहर जाएगा. Next is the F2 generation. Second generation plants. Now talk about the F2 generation plants. Now how many types of gametes from each plant? Two types. Since the type of gametes are lesser, we will learn here two types of methods how to get the F2 plants. एक है इसको बोलते हैं crisscross method. Crisscross method of combination of chromosomes, combination of alleles. So what are those methods? Now let me just tell you here for understanding. ये लिखो मत ऐसा, just to understand. What are the gametes of the first parent 1 and 2? What are the gametes of the second parent? I say 3 and 4. तो अभी crisscross method मतलब, can I talk about fertilization between 1 and 2? क्यों नहीं? Same parent के gametes है. Fertilization cannot happen between gametes of the same parent. So I have to understand 1 and 3 when the process of fertilization. What is the pair of chromosome formed? It will be something like this. Up next है 1 and 4. It will be this way. Next is 2 and 3. It will be like this. And for this 2 and 4, it will be something like this. क्या आया समझ में? What am I talking about? What does this crisscross method explain? 1 and 2 gamete of one parent, 3 and 4 gamete of another parent. So 1 and 3, I write here. 1 and 4, I write here. 1 over 2 and 3, I write here. 2 and 4, I write here. Done? Clear है? Now that we write in the form of letters, इसको क्या बोलेंगे? Genotype या phenotype? Genotype. अभी इसका phenotype लिखना है. What will be the phenotype of this particular plant? Tall. We will write pure tall. मतलब ये homozygous condition है. What about this? This is tall, but this is hybrid tall. What about this one? Pure tall. Now, if I talk about yes, then it is a heterozygous condition. Now, when we are talking about these different types, now on a scale of this 4 plants, which we get to see here, now that we are tabulating only 4 plants here, out of these 4 plants, now we try to understand what is the ratio of the types of genotype and the types of phenotype and that is what we are mentioning as the phenotypic and the genotypic ratio. So we will talk about first of all the phenotypic ratio. How many types of phenotype? How many types of phenotype?
One.
How many types of phenotype? How many types of plants are there?
Three.
कैसे 3?
4. हमें सब अलग-अलग प्लांट.
Pure tall सेम ही प्लांट है,
बट इनमें
प्योर टॉल या हाइब्रिड टॉल वो हमें समझ में आएगा, वो नहीं समझ में आएगा, हमें सिर्फ टॉलनेस दिखेगा. प्योर है मतलब होमोजाइगस है कि हेटेरोजाइगस है वो हमें समझ में नहीं आएगा. Now see sitting here, some of us we are brown eyed, no, some of us we are brown eyed, some of us we are heterozygous for brown eye, some of us we are homozygous for brown eye, some of us we are black, homozygous for black, heterozygous for black. पर वो हमें अभी एक दूसरे को देख के वो समझ में आएगी. Only the color is what we are understanding, है ना? So now when I say pure है, hybrid है, वो हमें plant को देख के थोड़ी समझ में आता है. We will be only able to see whether the plant is tall or dwarf. So how many types of phenotype? 2. So we will write out of 4 we are writing 3 tall, 1 dwarf. So hence the ratio is 3:1. क्या हो गया phenotype? Next is how many types of genotype? Check. Genotypic ratio. What is the genotypic ratio? 1:2, 2:1. आया समझ में? If I write in bracket, remember. Now when I write this, how many types of this one? Homozygous tall 1, heterozygous 2, homozygous 1. This one. Is this correct? Are you understanding? So genotypic ratio क्या है? Genotypic ratio, this is what you are supposed to remember. 1:2:1. Phenotypic ratio. Why is this law known as purity of gametes? It is known as purity of gametes absolutely based on the arrangement of alleles in the F1. In the F1 plant, what has happened is that these two alleles, I have got a pair of chromosomes वहाँ पे alleles are something like this. In this F1 plant, the two different alleles contrasting remain in two different chromosomes. Do they ever combine to form anything new? No new combination is formed. These two alleles always remain in their chromosomes as it is. The alleles did not form any new combinations. अगर new combination होगा तो इस तरह के प्लांट आगे ही नहीं. So what does this law state? Purity of gametes Q, because these two alleles remain in their chromosome as distinct units. They don't combine to form anything new and segregate during gamete formation evenly. As it is, they segregate तभी जाके this change and pure dwarf plants. But dwarfness ये वाली generation में मैंने try to see but he could not see you because the dwarfness is recessive and the tallness is dominant. I ये complete करो then you will understand complete करो. Now this is what it is. This is the participant in your question paper. Explain the law of segregation. Explain the law of segregation with an example. So if the example is not given, then take this common example only and explain. कभी-कभार question paper में ये भी आएगा, explain the law of segregation using a Punnett space. That's your choice. We are always teaching you both the method. जो comfortable लगे you can try. But अगर participant in paper में mention है तो करना ही पड़ेगा. हाँ बोलो. Yes, exactly जो मैंने.
And I'm down.
कौन सा ये वाला? ये वाला.
तो DT का सर्कल
नहीं, gametes को ही सर्कल किया जाता है. Only the gametes. The new generation plants you should not circle. Circle मतलब gametes. See always and circle the gametes. Gametes को ही सर्कल किया जाता है. Now, what is the alternative method? यही F2 generation को in alternative way we can write. And this is what is known as the Punnett way. Alternative method is what? This alternative method to write in a tabular manner इसको बोलेंगे Punnett way. This is what is known as Punnett way. The Punnett way के लिए we'll have to make a box here, a table. We make a table. This table should have 3 rows and 3 columns. Now, those of you are writing in a ruled book, correct row should be minimum 2 lines. Minimum 2 lines होना है. So that way should be your box. Make this type of a table. How do we go about it? Understand. First of all, you understand that you can write on your own. The first box here you have to divide and consider 2 plants. One plant we consider as female and the other plant we consider as male plant. So that's why we write this way: a female and a male, and write down the gametes. What is the gamete? What are the gametes for each plant? Yes, on this side and that. And वही same चीज वहाँ पे regular form में करना है. I write 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So first way क्या करूँ? When I have to write down now 1 and 3. Yes. ये one gamete of one parent, the other gamete of the other parent. Can we talk about a combination of these 2 rows of the same parents there? So I will take these 2 first. What do I write? Done. Yeah. Next मैं क्या लिखूँ? यहाँ पे क्या लिखना है? 1 and 4. I take 1 and 4 and I will write. फिर इसका phenotype क्या है? Phenotype क्या है? Phenotype मतलब how is the plant look like? Tall होगा कि dwarf दिखेगा? Tall दिखेगा क्योंकि one capital G is there. आज ये समझोगे तो independent assortment next third law नहीं समझोगे. ये concepts नहीं समझोगे अगर क्या इस part अगर clear नहीं है independent assortment will हाँ ठीक है hybrid all लिखेंगे.
बस सेम थिंग हुआ क्या? इनमें तो टॉपिक है ना.
कौन सा? हाँ hybrid वाला हम इसलिए लिखते हैं because it's a heterozygous condition. Only that.
मैं टॉली बोल रहा
It is just what I told you just now that brown eyes heterozygous homozygous. वो समझ के हम लोग homozygous is heterozygous. So here we will try if it is a homozygous condition we actually write pure. So I will write pure term. What do I say here? Tell me now.
hybrid.
2 and 3. But when I write 2 and 3, is this the correct way of writing? Permanent पहले आएगा हमेशा and then recessive हमेशा. So I will write this and the phenotype is again hybrid. Phenotype hybrid and यहाँ पे small t and the phenotype is pure dual. अब taking the scale of these 4 plants only, phenotypic ratio क्या है? When I ask you just straight away look how many types of plants physically दिखने में how many types? Physically दिखने में how many types? Two types. तो उस 2 types को हम divide कर रहे हैं. All these are tall. Only this is short. Yes or no? Yes. Only this is short. So that's why 3 is 2 1. Genotype कितने तरह के genotype? ये हो गया 1, ये हो गया another, and ये हो गया other. How many types of says that we are talking about breeding of plants where we are studying only the inheritance of one character. अब यहाँ पे कौन सा character we are studying? Which character are we studying here? How many generations of plants we are studying in each generation? 1, 2, 3. ये हो गया 1, ये हो गया 2, ये हो गया 3. 3 generation plants we are studying. And which character are we studying? Character क्या है? Height. And trace क्या है? Tall and bald. Character is this, trace है ये. Clear हो? Now इसको बोलेंगे Punnett square ratio अलग होगा कुछ no ratio वही same रहेगा. Whether I do it the crisscross way, whether I do it the tabular way, that is Punnett square way, ratio same रहेगा. It is only a different way of representing, only that much. Clear है? Now monohybrid cross, what did I tell you? The process of or the types of process which involves breeding of plants to study only one character in generations. Breeding of plants to study inheritance of only one character. Inheritance of only one character, that is called monohybrid. Next we will study hybrid. We will complete with the law. Write down the statement of the law. Complete the fast. TUNNEDT. Make it fast. Make it fast. Law complete karo and then take one more question. See that if you have understood, you should be able to do. Now, statement लिखो. The two contrasting, again वही inverted comma के अंदर लिखना है. Law है. Second, that is the law of segregation you are writing. The two contrasting allele of the F1 hybrid. Two contrasting allele of the F1 hybrid this is just for understanding. ऐसे तो एग्जाम में नहीं लिखो. This is only for understanding. I have drawn this way. इस तरह के presentations स्कूल में मत लिखो. Then don't come fighting. They will not give me marks. सिर्फ वो बॉक्स ही बनाना है. बस ये तो मैंने तुमको समझाने के लिए I have drawn this. इसको ऐसा नहीं draw करना है. Clear, clear, neat, nice. You write. Okay, statement लिखो. Out of what did I say? The two contrasting allele of the F1 hybrid do not blend or mix. Do not blend or mix. What I told you, they don't come together to form any new combination. They remain in two distinct chromosomes as it is. Do not blend or mix and separate and segregate. Separate and segregate during gamete formation. Separate and segregate during gamete formation. Separate and segregate during gamete formation. आया समझ में? Is this clear? Done. Now take one more example. It is here in front of you. Exactly based on this. Only letters change होगा, characters change होगा. All of you had taken down this. You should be able to do this question at home. Take it as homework. Write down. Right. What will be the phenotypic and genotypic ratio? What will be the phenotypic and genotypic ratio when phenotypic and genotypic ratio of the F2 generation? What will be the phenotypic and genotypic ratio of F2 generation when homozygous plant for round seeds. A homozygous plant for round seeds. What I said? Homozygous plants for round seeds are crossed with plants with wrinkled seeds. Plants with wrinkled seeds. Plants with wrinkled seeds. Wrinkled seeds. And the F1 plants are self-pollinated. And the F1 plants are self-pollinated. Now, exactly यही concept से करना है. Only difference क्या होगा? Parental plants यहाँ पे क्या लिखोगे? Round और wrinkled. यहाँ पे letters क्या choose करना है? Capital R. यहाँ पे क्या? Complete this. Next class. Continue with